Hey guys, about to jump into the second round of a Battle for Zendikar draft. We won in round one. Deck seemed pretty dominant in round one. We drew pretty well, to be fair, but our deck does seem pretty good. I've enjoyed it so far. And this is an interesting hand, isn't it? If we draw black mana, we're super happy with it. If we don't draw black mana, we're not that happy with it. Our opponent also mulliganed, so I think I'm going to as well. It is a hard one to decide whether to mulligan, but I'm going to. Okay, this will keep. I mean, getting to scry is a big deal, and we have both our colors, so we will determine. And I think we want that on top of our library. I'm not actually going to lead with Mortuary Mire, although maybe I should in case I draw. Yeah, I will. In case I draw a black 2-drop, which we do have one of, so. All right, Mist Intruder, opponent going to be ingesting things. Lithomancer's Focus is a good thing to have against a deck such as that. We're probably not going to do a whole lot right away, but we do have other allies, so. Man, he hit our complete disregard. Now there's a Benthic Infiltrator, so he'll have all the ingest going that he wants. He looks like he's blue-red, so that means Processor Assault and stuff like Merc Strider, which is really annoying, and he can play right now. And we'll take 2. We do have lots of ways to gain life in our deck, as you'd expect in a black-white deck. Sheer Drop gone. What was the other card? Sheer Drop and Silent Skimmer. Those are both pretty nice cards to have. Stonehaven Medic, also nice. I'm going to play land first. We're just going to swing with our Lantern Scout. He may be holding up Counter Magic. It's the only thing I can think of because he doesn't have the Flash guy. So Counter Magic seems pretty likely. That said, I'm still going to try to play Courier Griffin and see what our opponent does about it. Well, it looks like it happens. And we gain a couple life back. And have something that can block a Mist Intruder, which is good. We are tapped out. Can't use our Lithomancer's Focus. Pretty rough. But not the end of the world. Would have been nice to have Lithomancer's Focus there to sort of negate his 2-for-1 there, but that's okay. We have 4 cards in exile, though, so our opponent definitely managed to put together the ingest deck, although we haven't seen a processor just yet. All right, Sure Strike. Usually not the best idea to do that, but I'm okay with our opponent doing it. He had a Swamp, and then a Felidar Cub. This time, we didn't lose anything crucial. Opponent down to 1 card, so I'm pretty happy about that. Now we will play Courier Griffin, and we will leave mana up for Lithomancer's Focus. Should we need it. It can protect our creatures from Blighted Gorge and stuff like that as well, so that's pretty cool. Alright, that's interesting. We're going to block. If he has a trick, we can use our own trick to negate it, so I don't know if he just... Yeah, okay. So we're going to go Lithomancer's Focus. Save our dude, kill his. And we're going to take 1 and lose a Culling Drone. Not the end of the world. Endless One's pretty good right now. It's probably what I'll play. We'll crack in there. Not like we can block anyway, you know. And then I'll play a big Endless One so we can start going the other way in this damage race. We're already even, actually, so our opponent going to have to do some work to get back ahead. Merc Strider is something that allows him to do such work, but neither creature, yeah, as I say, if he bounces either of them, we're not too upset. Would have been nice to keep our dude in play, but, you know, it's not the end of the world. We'll play him again. There's our planes. He may have a lot of Merc Striders, and those are going to be a nuisance for sure. So, what to do here? I can play my Geyser Field Stalker, and that can create problems for him. He has one card left in his hand. I think it's probably better to just play Endless One as a 6/6 and hope he can't Merc Strider us again. If he does, it's going to kind of suck. We're going to start falling behind in the damage race. Unfortunately, the only removal we have can't do anything for us. But yeah, we'll play him as a 6/6 now. He's now out of range of Processor Assault, which is relevant in this matchup. Opponent may also have Zada, incidentally, since they're rocking the Sure Strike. It seems like a serious possibility. All right, we will take the 1. Not that we have a choice. We have so many cards in exile. I've never quite been ingested this hard. That's pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna swing with both dudes here, and then drop Drawn as an Emissary. What's he got here? Okay, certainly annoying, but not the end of the world. We will play Drawn as Emissary. And then we'll play Stonehaven Medic. And we'll end the turn. He can crack his Blighted Gorge to kill our Drawn as Emissary, which would definitely suck. At this point, I'm seriously considering trading with the Merc Strider, but I think I just take the 4 and make him crack his Gorge. We get to do that no matter what, so that's the nice part about that. Okay, I think I play Geyser Field Stalker here. Keep the land in our hands so we can swing next turn more effectively. And end our turn. Leave mana up so we can gain 1. He can crack his Blighted Gorge to kill either our Geyser Field Stalker or Drawn as Emissary. My guess is he'd go after the Emissary, but you never know. These guys untap next turn, so that's good. Our Smite has been pretty useless against this opponent, though it seems likely he has something that can be targeted. We haven't seen it yet. Stone Fury on Endless One, okay. That is fine by me. If that's all you got. All right, we'll take 4 again. Go to 6. We can swing for a lot this turn in addition to gaining a couple life. He goes to 11, we go to 8. He gets bigger. So we actually can almost hit him for lethal here. He can swing back at us, though, for 5. And you've seen he loves combat tricks. So, I mean, I think it's probably safe to swing with everything but the Stonehaven Medic. And I think I will. We can smite the monster or something in response to a combat trick. So, if he makes it big enough. So, we'll just go get in with everything. Can't block the Geyser Field Stalker or the other 2 creatures, so that will drop him to 2, which should be good for us. We can go up to 9, and we just have to keep one of these creatures in play to win. So he does have Blighted Gorge, which I kind of forgot about, incidentally. He can drop us to very low life because of that. It can do damage to us, so he can go hit us for 5, drop us to 1. We can gain 1 back, but I completely forgot about Blighted Gorge. I am willing to admit. Luckily, gaining life is a thing. he has a way to burn us, though, we're dead. Oh, not necessarily, because he can't then also sacrifice Blighted Gorge, so never mind. I think we're okay, because touch of the whatever won't get it done. We will be blocking here. There's really no reason not to, so we'll block the Merc Strider. And we'll gain 1 life. Kind of surprised he's that aggressive here. I mean, he can kill one of these 2 creatures, but he's at 2 life. He'll drop to 1 just from the turn becoming our turn. So there's a Calastria Night Watch too, which is pretty sweet. We'll play a land here. Pump up our Geyserfield Stalker. Yeah, and he scoops. All right. That went pretty well. Our opponent did ingest the crap out of us. We actually, since we gained life, he could actually mill us. We were down to 12 cards at the end of that one. But Geyserfield Stalker actually proved incredibly useful there. Any changes I would make? Not really. I mean, if Fortified Rampart could block that 1/4, then I'd be all for it, but it can't. He has those combat tricks he likes to use. So our instant speed removal is key, but we don't have a whole lot of it, unfortunately. But we do have it. And we also have combat tricks of our own. Like in that game, we used one to negate one of his and get a 2-for-1. So I think that's the best we can do. We don't want a second Geyserfield Stalker, despite the performance it had in that game. I think he wants plenty. So, but he is pretty legit. He reminds me a lot of Pricklebore. Not quite as good, of course, because Pricklebore had 5 power every time it was your turn, which, you know, is half the time, and the Geyserfield Stalker only gets it if you have land drops. But if you keep lands in your hand, like I did in that game, I kept one in my hand intentionally to make sure I could swing for 5 on a turn, and it worked out pretty well. Our opponent is sideboarding, and I'll be back with you when Game 2 begins. All right, into Game 2 we go. Kind of a slow hand here, which is not great against this guy if he has the same sort of game he had last time. We're on the play. Don't have anything till turn 4, but I think the chances we draw higher drops is pretty good. I mean, lower drops is pretty good, and I think I just keep this. It's not amazing, but it's not awful. So some removal would be good, and there's some. So that works for me. Can get rid of a Benthic Infiltrator this time around with that. Tide Drifter, also that. Play a land, end the turn. Luckily, Tide Drifter doesn't get in on us real hard, and a lot of our best creatures have evasion, so, ooh, God, I hate that card. It's just so good, especially when you have Tide Drifter in play. Don't really want to use, I mean, I can't use it yet anyway, but I don't think I'll be using Complete Disregard anytime soon. I think we just take 3 this turn, then drop our Silent Skimmer and hope it can sort of slow down our opponent's roll. I may use Complete Disregard on the Tide Drifter just because it does create enough of a problem. Could also take out the Sky Spawner since it can fly. It's worth considering. See if our opponent plays something. Okay, does that worry me more? Yeah, I think it actually does. So I'm going to go ahead and use Complete Disregard on it. Our Silent Skimmer can block this stuff if it survives. We're drawing all lands, which isn't awful when you have a Geyserfield Stalker in your hand, I have to say, but not ultra ideal either. Right, so we can now enter blocking mode for a while. We'll take 1 here, and we'll block there. If he has a trick, so be it. It's kind of how I feel, yeah. I mean, maybe I should have held on to Complete Disregard until he used up his trick, because we know he has them in this deck, but I think that's fine. Okay, Culling Drone is not bad. I think I'd rather play Geyserfield Stalker, though. It's going to even out the race a little more quickly. It is easier to kill, though. But I think getting Geyserfield Stalker out there as soon as possible is a good idea. We get as many landfall triggers as possible out of it. So that's worth something. If he has Brutal Expulsion, then that's going to be pretty brutal. So hopefully he doesn't, but he is down to 2 cards, and we're down to 2 real cards too. Unfortunately, neither of them is like amazing right now, but his board isn't the scariest either, so. Right, he kept the dude back, which to me means he may have another trick up his sleeve. Sure strike again, but we just drew our own trick, so we're going to rock it and just swing in with our Geyser Field Stalker. Alright, he's just going to take it. Cool with me. I mean, he kept that back because I could block too, I guess. I just thought about that. I'm brilliant. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and play our Channeler now. Leave mana up to bluff our Lithomancer's Focus, which would be awesome, but we don't have it. And we are beefing up our board, and we have a Tandem Tactics to gain some life, all of which are good things. The Channeler, unfortunately, can't swing through a Tide Drifter, but that's okay. There is Brutal Expulsion, which is pretty brutal right there. I was thinking about that and thought maybe, maybe I should leave mana up for Tandem Tactics, but I just decided not to, so. That drops us down to 11. And our opponent empties his hand by playing a Nettle Drone, which is pretty scary. Drawn as Emissary. I can play it, leave mana up to cast, and Culling Drone also. And then leave mana up to cast Tandem Tactics to take something down with it. Well, not with it, just take something down. So I think this could really help us get back in this one. If he swings at the Nettle Drone, I'm totally blocking it with our Culling Drone, but he's not, so we'll go ahead and block. If he has another one of those Sure Strikes, we're going to be pretty angry, but let's hope he doesn't. All right, we'll go Tandem Tactics. Pump both of these because it doesn't matter. All right. Take that dude down. We gain a life. And what has he got? Cloud Manta. Well, that sucks for us. Endless One, however, does not. Do I want to tap out for it? Yeah, probably. He's out of cards, and we can put a huge beast out there. In addition to our Drawn as Emissary slowly but surely taking his life away. So I think we do it. Probably just take Cloud Manta this turn if he decides to swing with it. He's going to drop us to 13 with Nettle Drone. I'd really like a way to kill the Nettle Drone and or the Cloud Manta. That's our biggest concerns right now. Sheer Drop would be great right now. So that would be great, like I said. If he just drew a Merc Strider, I'm going to be pretty sad. Rush of Ice. Okay, well, that's pretty bad, too. That thing has haste. So that's bad. Bad news. Oh, God. Well, he's swinging with that, so we're definitely blocking here. And I think we just take 6. I think that's all we have to do right now. Just take 6, take his dude out. Come on, Sheer Drop. Let's get our own Awaken going. Take him down to 13. We go up to 8. Tandem Tactics, not bad. And we can play... No, we can't. Yes, we can. We can play out our Channeler and keep up mana. That keeps the Mountain back too, and we have Tandem Tactics to take down the Cloud Manta. So this may help us turn the edge here. We have our Endless One who's going to actually be able to untap now, so that's good too. We're going to block the Cloud Manta now. If he has a trick, then again, so be it. We'll use our Tandem Tactics. So we'll do this. Take his house up to 10. Takes his dude down. He has 1 card in his hand, which very well could be removal, but we get to sap him some life anyway. I think we just attack with... well, we can attack with Endless One and Kozilek's Channeler. I mean, and Drawn as Emissary. I think we do that. Crack in for 9. Well, he's blocking, so we don't, but we crack in for 1. Hold on to this land. Our Geyser Field Stalker's gone, but bluffing is always good, and We don't really need more lands for any reason, so. Right, drops him to 9, takes us up to 12. We do the same thing we did last turn. Just swing with both of those. Take down the Tide Drifter, which will be nice. Drops him to 7. We'll hold on to cards some more. Valakut Predator, okay. Not the biggest concern, but no small thing either. Can swing through our Kozilek's dude if he gets what he needs. All right, Lantern Scout's huge right here. I shouldn't have played my land. I got excited, but definitely playing Lantern Scout, and that should basically seal the deal for us. We're going to go ahead and swing with everything. It'll just gain us so much life, it'll be insurmountable. So, all right. Kill those 2 creatures, drop them to 4. We go up to 26, and end our turn. Our deck has really been smashing face. Like, I knew this deck was pretty good, but it's turned out to be, like, one of the more powerful ones I've managed to put together. Definitely more powerful than it looked. I'm drawing really well, to be fair, and that, you know, is always necessary to go 3-0, basically, is to draw well, even if you draft well. But this deck's pretty strong and pretty fun. So thanks for watching. There's one round to go. Hopefully we can finish 3-0. And don't